Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to show you a new app I just discovered that's an AI app that can help you fix your car, and it's blowing me away. Now, this particular app is for everybody, whatever level you want to go at. You can get the free level that has advertisements. Hey, they got to pay for it somehow, right? That you can learn about cars. You can have a mechanics do-it-yourself one that's like $7.99 a month. You can do it 1 month at a time, whatever you want to do. Or they have a mechanics one that's like $59 a month, which I use because I'm a professional mechanic. And just to explain to you, nobody's paying me to talk about this. I discovered this thing and I'm blown away by it. Now, I'm paying for it because it's about 1/3 of what I was paying for my previous data system, and it's a much better data system. You could sign up for the $7.99 one, learn for a month, or if you're fixing your car, sign up for a month, then cancel it, and then when you need to fix it again, set it up again. It doesn't really matter. And the free one just has ads. You don't mind watching ads? I mean, you can watch YouTube for free with ads, or you can pay and not watch the ads. It's your choice. And with the big advantages of artificial intelligence, look what you can get. Recalls, TSB, OBD decoder, parts tool finders, OEM wiring diagrams, OEM parts diagrams, repair guides, diagnostics. And being AI-based is totally intuitive. You want to look something up. Here's how hard it is. And of course, I'm being sarcastic. You push plus. Then you pick your car. Let's say you're working on a Ford. You pick Ford. Then you pick the model. Let's do Expedition. Okay? Then the year. Let's say it's a 2010. Okay? Then the trim, you pick whatever trim it has. Let's say it's a King Ranch one, right? Then you can add it to your garage. Yes, you don't have to. And then you get diagnostics, you get repair guides, you get vehicle information. Let's say you have no idea where the crankshaft position sensor is. Here? Where is the crankshaft position sensor? It's thinking. And sure, it's parked. It's how to get to it. Open hood. Look, the crankshaft position is mounted in the engine block, secured with a single bolt. For repairs, it gives you what could possibly be wrong, all the possible causes. It's saying it's off in the sensor, so we'll get a repair guide. Access it. Raise the front of the vehicle with floor jacks. Remove the right front wheel. Remove the right front inner fender liner. Locate the crankshaft position sensor to the lower right of the engine block. Disconnect the electrical connector. Remove it. Inspect it. Install a new one. Even tells you what sockets to use. And that's just the beginning. You can get engine no start diagnostic, intermittent stalling issues. It gives you all this information through AI. It's intermittent stalling. It tells you what to do. Ensure the engine up. Plug the scan tool. Get codes. If you get these codes, there's further diagnostics. If there's no codes, then it tells you what else to do. Basic mechanical and electrical checks. Look, let's say there's no codes. We'll push there. No codes are present. It's generating a response. It's okay, first you got to do the battery and the connectors. It could be a loose connector, right? Tells you everything to check. What should happen? And then if there's corrosion or damage found in it, fix it, great. Well, if they are clean and tight, guess what? Then it takes you to the next level. You can use this to access all the recalls your car has. All of them. And it explains them all. It gives you a little summary, and then if you want more, you click it, you get the whole thing. It does technical service bulletins that we mechanics get that show us what common faults are in vehicles and how to fix them. Now, the only problem I've found so far with this is the name. There's so many names out there. The only way you can get to this is it's Mac. You have to capitalize capital M, capital E, capital C, capital H, then you put a space, then you put capital A and capital I. Because if you put various ones, some of them are domains that no one even owns anymore, but capitals, all letters, a space. All Mac capitals, then a space, then AI capital, and you'll get to this thing. Look, for the enthusiasts, it's free. And here's all the stuff you get. It's ad supported, you know. You get access to decoder, vehicle information. You just have to watch ads every once in a while. Hey, they got to pay for it somehow. You want to go further? They have a mechanic, $7.99 a month, that has everything with unlimited messaging without ads and recall information. Unlimited access to TSPs, technical service bulletins. A whole hog like I did. $59.99 a month from professional mechanics has everything. Mechanics Plus access to wiring diagrams on limited vehicles. Now, anytime you want, you can ask her, the AI robot woman, a question. Recalls, technical service. You can decode what a code means and it'll explain you how to fix it. You can find parts or tools. And of course, you can get OEM wiring diagrams. When I told you this system is intuitive, check it out. This is how easy it is to use. I look to a million ones. Let's say you got a problem with your power windows. You'll push power windows. There's the diagrams, open diagram. Check it out. There's a diagram. And of course, there it is. It's that easy to get to a wiring diagram. With my old data system, they give you pages of wiring diagrams, everything all over the place, take you forever. This thing is broken down. AI is not just the future, it's the present of car repair now. And, hey, they've got a free level if you don't mind watching ads. And let's say you don't like the ads, but you don't want to pay it I'm paying. Pay the $7.99 a month. Say you need to fix your car. If you've got a decent car, you don't fix it all the time, right? So get your subscription. $7.99 a month. You get all the stuff I'm getting, and then what do? You cancel it when you're done fixing the car. Then when you need it again, you up your subscription again. Hey, these guys aren't out to just make money. They're out like me to help people fix cars. That's why they have that whole free level. Now you have to watch ads. That's just like YouTube. You can pay YouTube a small amount of money every month. You don't have to watch ads, or you can watch the ads and not pay for anything other than watching the ads. Now, so far, this app has blown me away. I'm looking up a bunch of cars I know, and it gives the correct information and a lot more than the previous data system I had by far. I looked up a 2007 Toyota Camry. They're known for oil burning, right? Camry in the data, the engine, everything. And then I just talked to it, said, hey, do these cars have engine oil burning problems? And it came up, of course, it said, yes, they do, because the piston rings wear and the valve seals can wear. And then not only did it show you how you could fix it step by step, it even gave you the part number for the piston rings and for the oil seals if you want to buy them. You can't beat that. It even gives you the torque specifications for putting the bolts on. AI is here. Now this thing is taking over from me. Well, in one respect. But either myself or yourself is going to have to actually physically get in there and fix the car. You put the phone in here. Okay, phone, fix my car. That's not going to happen, right? This is information. Information is very valuable these days, but with artificial intelligence, no longer do you have to pay a whole bunch of money to get that information. Hey, you can do the free route and watch ads, or $7.99 a month, 1 month. Get all the information you want for repairing your car. If you can't fix your car in a month, believe me, you better take it to somebody else to fix it. Right? But it's a great learning tool for people who want to learn. Maybe you don't know hardly anything. This thing can go basic. Or maybe you're going to tear apart your old dash, go through the electrical system. You'll get the wiring diagrams here. Hey, as I'm always joking, well, it's artificial intelligence. Of course, it's artificial. It's not real. In this case, everything I've checked out so far in this data system is real, baby. It's not made up. It's real stuff. But since it's so intuitive, anybody can use it. You don't need training. The biggest beef I had about data systems is some of them are so messed up the way they're organized. What's in this section? What's in that section? You just talk to your phone. It'll take you to whatever section you want. And if you get confused, there's the AI. Go to the AI and say, I don't really understand this. Then it'll send you to another level to check out and explain with diagrams, parts, numbers, even the tools you'll need. You might say, I'm going to do this job, but I don't know if I have the tools. You go there to see, like that one I did with a crankshaft, right? Crankshaft position sensor. It tells you, well, you need this socket, you need that socket, you need to take off the right front tire, then take off the inner plastic fender to get into there where the crankshaft position sensor is. I gotta say, I am totally impressed by these guys. And sure, you still gotta buy tools to fix your car, right? But unlike me, and this is only part of my tools, I got another set in Tennessee, right? Unlike me, you're probably only working on 1 or 2 cars. If you see, here's what I need to do, you go in there, it'll tell you what tools you need. Then you can go get those tools, right? And you won't be in the middle of a job saying, oh, geez, I need this tool, and I gotta go get it. You know which tool you need, and You'll even get the parts number on it. You can go to any auto parts store, whatever. Half the time, the guys working there getting paid minimum wage. They don't know what they're doing. They give you the wrong part because they transfix a number. They look something up wrong. Believe you me, they do have computers at auto parts stores. And if you go in there and say, I want part number 8656421LW, they can type that into the computer. You can look at the screen and make sure they type the right number in. Then it will cross-reference over because OEM part numbers, which are the part numbers you get from the system, will cross over to all the other manufacturers too. You won't be getting wrong parts because you're going to give them the correct number. They have an OBD decoder. Look what it says. Hi, I'm Mechanic AI. Send an OBD decoder several separated by comments to the chat, and I will provide all the useful information about your problem. Put a couple in. Let's see what it does. Okay, I have to stop that because it's typing it. All right, let's erase that. There we go. Now it's thinking. You can see it's generated a response down there. How smart it is, I tried to fool it. I put PO1701. It is not verified. It doesn't exist, right? It says maybe you mean PO171, but then it does PO300. Multiple cylinder misfire detective, and it shows you possible causes, what happens if you don't fix it, if you want to diagnose it. It diagnoses it even further. With the crankshaft position sensor, a wiring fault is a high likelihood. Then it tells you how to check it, but we'll go back one. It says fuel delivery interruption, likelihood medium. Fuel pump, and it tells you how you can repair it. Then the ignition system could have a problem with the coil or the PCM, and it gives you a repair guide. Or the idle air controller throttle body issue, it's low likelihood, but it can happen, it gives you a repair guide. And even that if there's a computer failure inside, it's a low likelihood, but it can happen. It shows you everything that could possibly happen and how to fix it. And as you see, I tried to fool artificial intelligence by putting in a fake trouble code, and it knew it was fake. This is one phenomenal system. I imagine as time goes on, it will get even better. It's pretty good as it is now, right? But I can see it improving over time. As computers get faster, they get data from all over the place. You can always use it on a laptop. Here I am in my inner sanctum where I film all my live car talks. And there's my laptop. As you can see, we'll open it up. And here we go to Mech AI, and up it comes. It's all here, click the plus. And here's an interesting thing. It's on your phone too, but you can save whatever cars you want in My Garage. When we click on it, it has all the vehicles that you've been working on. In this case, you want to look at this 2016 Corolla. Then it sticks it up in the top. And you can do all the diagnosis, repair guides, recalls, TSBs, OBD decoder, part tool finder, OEM wiring diagrams, and part diagnosis. If you want, you can print the wiring diagrams out. There it is. You can make it small. You can make it big. Look. And if you want, you can print it out, of course. You can either use your mouse or you can use the little button here. Pretty cool. I often print out wiring diagrams when I'm working on a car. It makes it a lot easier to have a piece of paper. There's the wiring diagram, there's the car. Makes it a lot easier. So you can do that rather than looking at a little phone, right? I mean, sometimes things that are printed out when you're working work out better. So as long as I'm here, you can look behind the curtains in The Wizard of Oz. There's my backstop. There's the computer. There's the giant bright lights. Now you know why I'm wearing sunglasses when I go on. That's what lights it all up. And my nice microphone. I bought two of them. One for here, one for Tennessee. They don't have distortion. They sound really good. Don't get suckered in that somebody says, we got a really good mic for podcasting. A lot of them are garbage. You got to spend at least $100-something bucks and buy a decent one like this. You buy the crappy ones, they sound like crap. And before I forget, I really like this thing, but like I said, you have to use capital letters when you're looking. You have to search for capital M, capital E, capital C, capital H, and then a space, then capital A, capital I. And as you see, it is an actual app on Google Play. And you can see it's Google approved. No data shared with third parties. It's a good app. This isn't some crazy Chinese app that who knows what they're doing with your data, what they're stealing from your phone. It's a company based in the United States. It's in Utah. And these guys are like me. They want to help teach people how they can fix their own cars. Now, it's for mechanics too, and I'm using it and I'm loving it. But I can see for somebody who wants to learn how to fix their car, it's even better for them because the stuff that they don't understand, it explains step by step by step. Me, I'm going to skip a bunch of steps, but I can use it for great data. But if you need a whole bunch of stuff, it's in there. And if you don't mind watching ads, it's free. So if you want to join the world of artificial intelligence and try to use it to help fix your car, hey, why not give this app a try? Try the free version. See what you think. Maybe you'll upgrade, maybe you won't. But there's an awful lot of information in there that can be useful to an awful lot of people. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.